What's up, guys? Michael here, and welcome back to another episode of Artistry Riffs, a show on my channel where I share my thoughts about anything pertaining to being a musician or artist on the scene today. Today's episode is called Slow Season and Side Hustles. Now, considering that it is currently March 14th, 2024, we are still in the time period that I refer to as slow season. This is really beginning of the year leading all the way up to about St. Patrick's Day before warm weather comes around Chicago and we all start gigging a lot more often. So, how do we stay busy during slow season? Well, I've compiled a list of some things that I think will be helpful to all of you and to remind myself as well to stay occupied. First and foremost, practice more. This may seem like a no-brainer, but I have found that during this time of the year, I have absolutely no excuse not to be playing my bass at least a couple hours every day. That doesn't mean that I'm just practicing. I can do more transcribing. I can go through some of the books that I worked with during music school. As I know that I don't have as much music to learn, not as many band leaders are calling me for gigs, I don't have as many rehearsals to get to, recording sessions to prepare for, I can purely focus on my craft. All the skills that make me a good bass player, working with a metronome, playing my scales, doing my classical etudes, making sure my intonation is good. In addition to getting better at my own instrument, this is also a great time to pick up a second or third instrument, depending on how many you currently play. Some years back, I bought a semi-weighted 88-key Casio just to get better at understanding harmony, chord shapes, tension and resolution, and now I'm at the point where I am a serviceable, albeit not great, piano player. But if I need to play piano on a rehearsal or help a singer get through a ballad, I can actually do that respectably. Not great, but I'm working on it. Another thing I'm working on is booking more gigs. I've decided to reach out to various hotels, restaurants, bars, jazz clubs, and try and at least craft a good email that says, hey, I've got a great product that I'd like to sell. I think it would help the environment, if this is a restaurant or bar perhaps, and could be good for me too, to work on booking more gigs. I think this is extremely important, especially if you go in knowing most places aren't even going to respond to you. But that's okay. Learning to book gigs is a skill, and just like playing your instrument is a skill, you need to improve it. So, if you don't get any replies back to the emails that you're sending, what are you possibly doing wrong in your email? Is there a better way you can word something? Do you need to exercise more brevity? Do you need to include more videos? All these things need to be considered when you're writing, or should I say, cold emailing in particular. The third thing I've decided to do is reach out to some musicians that play my same instrument. I've got a lot of friends that are bass players, and it's fun to get together and practice together. It's amazing the guys that I've known for so many years since I moved to town practice in ways and use certain techniques that are completely different than what I do. And it's fun to put our heads together and find ways that we can improve each other and have fun doing it. In addition to practicing together, it's also fun just to get together and hang out. Maybe you go to a show, maybe you go to a jam session, maybe you just chill on the couch, watch TV, and shoot the shit about everything going on in your lives. I think it's important that we don't forget as players and as musicians that these are not just co-workers, colleagues of ours, but many of the people we work with all the time are our friends as well. The fourth thing I'm doing is making some plans and some goals. This involves doing some writing for my band. I would like to record an album sometime in the near future, and I'm going to need to make sure all the music is right, edited, proofread, and is ready to be recorded. I can also bring some friends over, some guys in my band, and have them look at the music or do a mini rehearsal. Normally you're going to have to pay guys for rehearsals, so you want to make sure all your music is ready to go as soon as you give it to them. Another really helpful thing to do this time of the year is to find more sources of income. Now, before the pandemic, I noticed that most of my musician friends were really just that, musicians. Yeah, sure, some of them taught on the side, but the overwhelming majority of the guys that I was working with were just full-time players. But now, that doesn't seem to be the case so much. I know a lot of absolutely fantastic musicians that have become Uber drivers, picked up a skill like landscaping or electrician. Some guys just got jobs in bars and restaurants. I want to stress that there is absolutely no shame in having a side gig, a side hustle in any way. I don't care if you're an Uber driver, construction worker, what have you. A lot of the older guys on the scene have told me that they're so glad they're not starting out right now. Inflation isn't going anywhere, there's fewer gigs, there's more musicians, There's no two ways about this. It's hard to be a full-time artist in 2024. I remember when I first moved to town, I was 25 years old, I was working as a bartender and a waiter, and I kinda felt embarrassed every time I told some other musicians that I was a waiter in a restaurant, because it felt to me like I wasn't a real musician unless I was only playing gigs for a living. Now I understand just how silly that is. All of us need to make money. All of us have bills to pay. Everyone has rent to pay or a mortgage. A lot of people still have student loans. People have car repairs and everything else that can happen in life. So whatever you have to do to make a living, so long as it is helping you achieve your ultimate goal of being a professional artist, go for it and don't be ashamed. So that's going to wrap up today's video. What are some of your thoughts? What are you all doing during slow season that's helping you stay occupied, help you stay productive, help you stay getting paid? I would love to know your thoughts. I appreciate all tips, and I think all of us as a community need to get together, help each other out to stay more productive, more successful, and become better artists. Leave any thoughts you have in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.